Okay, for the last video of Module 3, we're going to use text and update our previous drawings, or drawings that we've worked on already, with text. That since we didn't know how to use text at that time, we didn't add the text then, but now we're going to. And we'll start with the furniture list. So you received this, the list of furniture. Furniture item number 1 was the chair, the typical office chair. Then there was chair 2, then the sofa, then another chair. So we're going to put the numbers onto the floor plan. Okay. This is very straightforward. We're just going to do this real quickly. Now, at this time, since when we want to switch from our architectural drawing, which is this, to our furniture plan, our only option is to turn on and off layers accordingly. So I'm going to change to the 0 layer as the current layer. That allows me to turn off the layers I don't need. And then I will turn on furniture layer. Now I need 2 more layers. I need to add 2 more layers, the text power and the text furniture. So I'll go to my layer property manager, text fern, that's going to be cyan, and 0.25, I believe. And then one more, text power. It's also cyan, and 0.25. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to make text furniture the current layer. And here's my furniture. So I just need to add text here. Now we could make the text as part of the block, right? We just learned how to do attributes. We could make, we could put the number or an attribute right in with the furniture block. Well, we'd have to start all over with the furniture block, so we won't do that. It's not a big deal anyway. It's only one letter. It's not a complicated bit of text, or one number rather. So I'm going to start the text command, and I'm just going to place the text off to the side first and just see what we can do. So I'm going to click one side of the text box, and then here type in H, enter, and I see that the text is already set to 9 inches. So I could just hit enter. I didn't have to type H had I just looked down below and seen that the text was already set to be 9 inches. So, but before I click the other corner of the text box, I'm going to change the justification. So I can click down here under justify, or type J, enter, and choose what justification this text is going to be. TL is top left, top center, top right, middle left, middle center. That's the one I want. So now the text is middle center, and I'll just do 1. Okay, whoops, 1. That is my my chair, number 1, and that's this chair. So I'm just going to place it right here. I'm going to use the copy command and use the insertion point right here as my base point. Use the center point of that arc as my insertion point, just to make it real quick. Do all the 1s first, and now do, whoops. Now I made a little mistake. I missed the point, right? So I went, say, I'll make a more obvious mistake here. I'll do that. Now, I don't want to stop what I'm doing, and I don't want to undo what I've already done. So while I'm within the command, I can choose the undo option right there. So I just type in U, enter, and it just undoes that last one, which is very handy. Okay, so we have more of these. not going to go through everything here. It'll just take too long. You get the idea. All right. Then number 2 is chair number 2, so that's over here. I'm going to place the 1 here and edit it to 2, and then I can copy. All right. The sofa 1 is the large sofa, and that's item number 3. That's here. If I wanted to, I could use O-track to get it perfectly positioned. That's item 3. Item 4 is the chair right here. Now, probably would be far more efficient if I just did something like this, where I placed all the numbers and then came back and got them later. Put 1 there, put 1 there. Okay. And just edit them as I went. So I can go here. This is the reception desk. That's number 7. This smaller sofa, 6x3, is number 8. This L-shaped desk is number 13. The lateral file cabinet is 10. I'm going to place that there. This is middle center justified, so I'll place this perfectly, and then it's a real simple matter to duplicate it. All right, notice I'm using, well, I'll place that one there. I'm just using the same base point for all of the vertically oriented file cabinets, and this one's a little bit different, so I changed that position, and now I can copy like that. All right, I won't go through all of these because it would just be a waste of time, but you get the idea. This is the conference room table. That's 12. Okay, now you will have additional numbers. For example, the list that I gave you goes up to 14. Kitchen table is number 14, so I'll put that one right there and edit that to 15. Use the grip to position it right in the middle. But beyond that, there's going to be some additional items. These are not these two pieces of furniture, for example, don't exist on the original list because that was part of my design. So I'm going to, oh, wait a sec. The kitchen table is 14, not 15. I don't know what I was thinking, so I was thinking ahead one step. So that's 14. And I'm going to make this sofa number 15. This unusual desk number 16. And these desks number 17. And this panel is going to be 18. All right. So here. Because these are, this is not part of the original list since I added to it. Okay, so that's how we'll put the text in for the furniture. So that's fine. And the text is on text furniture layer. Now I want to put a little text on the power plan. So I'm going to turn off these two layers. I'll turn on layer 0 as current first. Then use the off button, turn off the text and the furniture. Then I'll come down here and turn on the power plan. And while I'm at it, let's see, make sure text power is current. So I'm going to click here. Text power is current. So one thing I need to do is to add GFI to all the GFI symbols. So in the kitchen, the duplex outlets that are above the counter, they need to be GFI because they might, you want to guard against electrocution. So I'm going to place some text there. Now in this case, putting 9-inch text is really going to be too large, and this doesn't have to be necessarily so readable, because the text, it'll be clear what that text is referring to next to an outlet. So I'm going to place the cursor there, or click there. Before I click the other side, I'm going to type H, enter, and I'm going to select a text height of 6 inches, which is smaller than notes, but it's sufficient to be read for this kind of purpose. So I'm going to add a GFI there. I'm going to copy it. I'll add a GFI symbol here. One reason why this is a good way to do the text for GFI outlets is because every location of a GFI outlet is going to be a little bit different. You'd end up moving that text anyway, just to find the right spot, right? As we wouldn't put it off to the left, it would interfere with the refrigerator. We wouldn't put this one down below this symbol because it would interfere with the sink. So we move it around so it looks good. So we have GFI outlets in the bathroom and kitchen. Next, we want to create a legend. Okay, we're going to do this with the furniture plan in another video, but we're just going to do one right now for the power plan. And this is using text, so this is appropriate for this class, right? We're going to create this legend here. What a legend is simply a place where if somebody doesn't know what a particular symbol means, they can go to the legend, find that symbol, and find out then by reading the text what that symbol represents. Okay, we're going to create this. So let's get started. Oh, I've done it already over here. That's how I got this printout. So let me start from scratch over here. I'm going to use the power layer to draw the to start drawing this legend. One thing first, before I carry on, I want to make clear that the distinction between a legend and a schedule. We saw a schedule in the last video, a door schedule specifically, and on that, what that schedule provides is very specific information about a particular door, and it gives the specifics on the door's dimension, material, and it links to other schedules like the hardware schedule or saddle details or door types, and it's very specific information about a particular door. Right? That's what the schedule is. A legend is simply a definition of a symbol. What does that particular symbol mean? Right? That's the difference. So I'm going to draw two lines like that. I really don't know how big this legend is going to have to be. There are two things that will determine it. One will be whether or not this first part will fit a symbol. This is the largest power symbol that we have. So I'm looking at this and saying, let's see if this looks like it's comfortably located between the two. So if I click between here and here, oh look, that's 1'6". So that means maybe the width of this whole thing should be 3. So I'm going to copy this line and go over 3 feet. And it's likely that this will be a square, so I'll offset the top 3 feet. And I'll position the symbol right in the middle of that using a temporary guideline. Remember, that's not the midpoint of that line. You have to look for the triangle. Okay. Next thing I need to do is make sure that the text works. So I'm going to go to text power, and I'll start the text command. I'll click somewhere up here, and I'll make sure that the text height, I'm going to type in H, enter. The text height is 6. That was the last time I set the height, but that's too small for this, so I'm going to type in 9, enter, and then I'll finish out the text box. Okay, I'm just trying it out. This is the test. So text, 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 test. All right, okay, 2 lines of text here. That actually fits pretty well. I don't want to have it upper left-hand justified. I'm going to change the justification to middle left. Let me see, middle left right here. What that means is there's the insertion point. That way, I'll show you why I do that. I'm going to find the midpoint. I'm going to go from here, from this line, over, say, a foot. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 6 inches. So I'll go back 6. That's the indentation. That midpoint is where I want my text to be centered. Right there. Okay. The reason why I use middle left text is because if I only have 1 line of text, it will be centered in that space. If I have 2 lines of text, it'll be centered in that space. So there we go. We figured out how much we need here. I don't exactly know how long this has to be. I can just guess for now and adjust it later. See if that will work. I'll use the trim command to get rid of those little bits. Now I'm looking at my sample here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 symbols that I have to locate, and then 1 title up at the top. So I'm going to copy this title. I want to make it the same, I'm sorry, not title, this line. I'm going to copy this line. I want to make it the same height. So I select this line to copy. I pick this as my base point, right? And then I move it up here. That ensures that this spacing is the same as this spacing. I'm going to do the same thing going downward. So I'm just going to select that as my object to copy. Hit enter. Select this up here as the base point, right? So this is how I'm holding it. Then if I click here, 1, so that gives me 2 lines for the legend. That's the 3rd, that's the 4th, that's the 5th, and that's the 6th, and they're all equally spaced. What I should have done is copied the text at the same time. I'll do that now. I'll copy. So I have all this text here, and all I have to do is edit it. I will use the extend command to extend that line up here. I will copy this text, maybe somewhere here. I'll edit this and call this Power Legend, and maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. I'll make it 12-inch high text. Might as well align it. Okay, Power Legend. Now it's just a matter of getting these objects inside, getting the blocks inside these openings, and then editing the text. Here's a little trick. I'm going to use the polyline command and just zigzag back and forth here, and then extend it a little bit further. That's one line because it's a polyline. I typed in PL, or I could have used this button here. So this is going to help us. I know from my sample that this item is the second to last item, so I'm going to use a grip to move it. The first item is a duplex receptacle, so I'm going to copy one from the plan, select it from the center of that circle, and place it at the midpoint there. Then I need a quad. I'm going to copy this one, grab it from the middle, place it at the midpoint. Next one is a GFI outlet, so I'm just going to copy this, and I'll go over here to get a bit of GFI text. The next one is the telephone jack, so I'll copy this telephone jack, and the last one all the way at the bottom is the combo voice equipment. Place that there. Okay, so that zigzag polyline just made it easier to place those items in the center of those squares. I don't need any anymore, so I delete it. I erase it. Then I need to provide a description of that text, or of that symbol. So I'm going to edit the text and click on each one. This is a duplex receptacle, and then I'm going to hit enter, or rather I'm going to continue and type in this information. Mounted, MTD is mounted, 18 inches AFF UON. Okay, so MTD is always mounted. AFF is above finished floor. It's important to say finished because that floor might be the last thing that goes in, but the contractor has to anticipate where the finished floor is and then place that duplex outlet 18 inches above that. 18 inches is the handicap accessible height for that. Now I want all this on a line. I think I can fit it, so I'm going to change that margin. I'm going to use the stretch command to bring this out to here, and hopefully that all the other ones will fit in within that width. Double click there. Quad receptacle mounted 18 inches AFF UON. Oh, I didn't say what UON was. Yeah, I think I did. Above finished floor unless otherwise noted. So what's great about this is that you can place this quad outlet there, and the contractor knows immediately that that has to be 18 inches above the finished floor. If you happen to have one higher, say above a countertop, then you would indicate in the plan a new dimension. You would say 44 inches, for example. But that would be the noted otherwise, or otherwise noted. Okay. Back over here, this is the GFI duplex ground fault interrupter mounted 44 inches AFF UON. Okay. Telephone jack. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is likely to be a Ethernet cable or something similar. combo power voice data outlet. Oops, this has to say, oh yeah, I gotta have floor outlet. And this is a combo voice data wall outlet. And this is mounted 44 inches AFF UON. Of course, we don't have a mounting height for a floor outlet. It's on the floor. So there is the power legend. For now, just leave it where it is. We're going to place it in a specific spot at some point in the future. We may even narrow this in order to fit on the sheet, but then that'll be fine. So that's a legend. We added the text here. We put the text on the furniture plan, and that should do. Not a horribly difficult assignment for the week. Maybe another week of just adding information. I think next week is actually going to be a tough one. I think we do the reflected ceiling plan then. So set aside a little bit of time for that one. All right, that's it. So long.